Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. If you're just joining us, we do have a previous episode where we started our journey. We're heading out to Sagittarius A-Star because I decided to log back into Elite Dangerous because of the annual free in-game currency thing that they do. And I figured since I'm here and I have the game downloaded, we might as well do something with the game that we're doing. When we last left off, we landed on this planet, thinking that we were going to go after a ship that was here because it was being guarded by some things, but I don't see it here anymore, so I'm thinking it was something that was only spawned for a little bit and then went away. So, to check that, let's hop out of our ship, and we'll kind of run over this direction and see what the deal is. Night vision.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
So I'm not seeing the ship that we saw. It was over there in the distance. Ow, that hurt. That wasn't smart. So I don't think we're gonna be able to, Okay, well that's good to know. Seems like, not everything stays. That's interesting. Well, slightly unfortunate. I guess those of you who knew that when I ended the episode last time were like, well, that's not going to happen. But whatever. We'll get a nice little view of the ship as we come over here. So let me... Ow, why does it keep hurting me? Okay. The gravity here. What's the gravity here? Gravity... Well, gravity's only... It's not even that big of a gravity. Gravity well. It's only half a G. Very weird. All right, well, we'll get out of here and we'll continue on our journey. And see how far we can get before we run out of time today. Board, please. Thank you. Excuse me. So, let's check our messages. Power, we got our bonus reward. This is what I've been logging in for. So, we should still have our flight plan. That's right, we have to load the galaxy map, which will allow us to plot the route again. As I stated, we are headed... Oh, okay, here we go. We are headed over to this. There is a nice, dark, black, crazy black hole, or no, not black hole, nebula over here that we're going to head towards. It's still 193 jumps away, so we've got quite a ways to go before we even get to that. So let's go ahead and do that now. We originally stopped here thinking we were going to look for some... geological stuff, but honestly I kind of want to just get into space now. Okay, and then the next... Oops. I don't remember how to use my mouse to... Okay, there we go. So we need to turn off in that direction. And off we go. So as I said in the last episode, I'm still not quite sure what my editing process... I don't do video editing anymore. I figured out a way to do all of the stuff that was important to me when it came to video editing. I can do cuts, I can do logos, I can do overlays and things like that. And I can just pause my video and get a nice little cut, as you can see, like this. And then we come back and you're back. But the problem is that there isn't really a good indicator as to when it makes sense to do pauses here in this game. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to approach that at this point. Ideally, you guys don't really want to watch me doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, but that's kind of what Elite Dangerous is. So, you know what? The first thing we need to do before we even bother is to see if there's anything worth looking at. So, we have some landable planets. But realistically, unless it has an atmosphere, it's not going to be... So I don't... I'm trying to remember. I got to remember what I was looking for. Because you can use the... even though these are landable planets, you can use the map to decide, to kind of figure out what's worth going to look at. So high metal content worlds, I don't believe are worth your time. I got to look up that. I had a chart somewhere that told me what was worth it. And then you also have to decide, you know, how far out do you really want to go? You know, if something's 100 plus thousand light seconds away or whatever, then it's really not worth your time to go looking at it. But unfortunately, to get the information that you need out of this, you have to go and use your scanner to find this stuff. So, I'm not really sure. This one has an atmosphere, but it's not landable. And I think our focus is really biologic at this point. Money's not an issue, so money from exploration is not really my goal. I have insane amounts of money from just the time that I've played. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make our priority looking for landable planets with an atmosphere so that we can go and find biologics. That way we're not spending ridiculous amounts of time out here landing on every possible thing, or, you know, even just flying out to every possible thing. I think that's kind of like we're on a search for life for this mission. I think that's how we're going to do it. So let's make that our goal. So that's going to make the system map much more useful, because now we're going to be able to see, this has an atmosphere. This one does. Oh, and a landable atmosphere. Let's go to that one. So I think that's what we're going to do. So since that's the case, let's go ahead and get heading out to the next system. And that'll be the thing. And then that might be what I use as my cut in and cut out. Just I'll go through systems on my own, and then once I find a planet that we can land on, I'll bring you guys back. For this episode, I'm just gonna do a straight recording while I think about it, because we've already we're already 7 minutes in. But that might be so that it doesn't become this inane, boring thing for you guys. I have to sit through it as the person playing the game, but you don't necessarily have to. So I think that might be my plan of attack for this. I think that's what we're gonna do. So for this episode, we'll just do straight 20 to 30 minutes of flying around and just seeing what kind of trouble we can get into. And then hopefully for the next episode, I'll start bringing you guys in for just the planetary landings. I think that might be it. Or for at least, I'll bring you back when I find one that's for landing, and then you guys can just follow me all the way into the planet. I don't know. Part of me just wants to record the entire thing, because for me, playing Elite Dangerous is mostly about just being in space. I love the idea of being in space, and... Oh, did I just skip through that last system? I think I just skipped through that last system. Anyways, I think I just skipped through that last system. That was dumb. Well, there's only one body in this one, so let's hop to the next system. And then hopefully, ideally, not skip over stuff, because that was stupid. If you missed my last episode, we are not using the pulsars to do the extra long jumps. Partially because I'm not in a hurry. The goal isn't to get to Sagittarius A-star as fast as possible. The goal is to see what kind of cool stuff we can find along the way, and doing the extra long jumps bypasses potential systems. But you also want to find a balance. Like, I don't want to just jump to the very next star system. Then it'll take us years to get there that way. So I feel like the range of the setup that I have now of about 60 light years is reasonable to get us out to Sagittarius A-star in a reasonable amount of time, while still finding things that we want to find. So let's get this done. Come to a stop. Check this out. So, we got a couple of planets. We got several planets here we could land on. Okay. So let's go ahead and head to this one then. And and we'll see if there's any biologics that we can scan. We're not gonna like go around the entire planet and do a bunch of things. I think what we'll do is we'll land. We'll try to gather. I think you needed like 2 or 3 samples to maximize the genetic diversity or whatever it is. I don't remember exactly how the Odyssey version of exploration works, but we'll figure it out now. We're gonna. Oh, I haven't put my SAS on. My Super Cruise. SAS. I just made a Kerbal Space Program video, so that's why that happened. My Super Cruise assist. So we'll get within range of our surface scanner, do the surface scanning, find a hot spot to go land at, or a hot spot area to go land. I hate that they changed it to where you can't just get specific signals. You just get areas where, oh, there might be something in there. That's an annoying update. Okay. Make sure we turn off our Super Cruise so that when we come in for our landing, let's see, it was this one. So we need 6 probes, no more than 6 probes. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then ideally, that gets us out of there. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That was stupid. Tab is I was trying to find the exit key. Okay, well, we got the efficiency bonus. That's fine. So there's plenty of places for us to go and land. We'll just head towards this right here. We gotta make sure we're not going too fast. And we'll just come land straight down to this area. Not necessarily the appropriate trajectory angle to come land, but I don't care. You're supposed to come in at more of a shallow angle, but yeah. We just want to hurry up and get down there. We got better things to do. Well, you also don't want to be going too fast before you hit here, because then you won't enter the glide, and that's a horrible thing to happen. So you just want to slowly increase your throttle as you get closer to maximize the speed at which you're approaching, and then you enter the glide, then you get down, and you find some cool stuff, and that's it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to need to get to the point where we're cutting things, because we've been in for almost 15 minutes now, and we haven't done anything yet. I gotta be more careful about that. Okay, that was almost bad. Okay, let's see. So the other thing I gotta remember is how... I gotta remember how all of this works for finding biological contacts. I don't remember if it's a thing where you have to find them visually, or if they show up. I don't think they show up on your radar. I think you just have to get lucky and happen to notice one if you're gonna do it from the ship here. We're definitely in the area where we should be able to find something, but... I would say this is where VR would help, because then I could just look around with my head, but let me get up high, and let me get up a little higher so we don't have to worry about that, and then we'll enter mouse look mode and just kind of look around and see if we can see anything. Just gotta be careful to make sure we don't crash in anything. So yeah, this will definitely have to be something where I do extensive cutting to, like, this is a boring part. So I think I know I'm kind of working this out with you on camera, and that's, I don't know, I guess that may not be the most professional thing, but I think what I'll, as I'm doing this testing here, it'll probably be something to the effect of, I'll come in, bring you guys in for my intro, we'll take off from whatever planet we landed on from the last one, get into the jump for the next system, and then I'll cut and bring you back in when I find a planet to go land on. We'll do the landing, then we'll cut until I find something cool. I think that's probably going to be what the format is. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. But the reality is that we actually have to find something first, and unfortunately, they did not provide much of a way for you to be able to find biologic stuff that I recall. I don't remember there being anything other than just flying around and hoping you find something. And the problem is I don't think the render for this is very good either. So, I think for a second here, let's come to a stop, because I need to fix the... There's a thing where you can turn it... You can make it so that the menus don't pop up when you look at them. You have to actually press the button. So I gotta find where that is. I think it's under... No, I don't remember where that is. Is it under the general controls? Interface mode. I don't remember where that is. I'll try to find it at some point. I don't want to have to... I want to be able to look around without the menus popping up on me. Okay. Well, future episodes will ideally be more interesting because I'll have a format that I know how to do and everything will pop up the way it's supposed to. And you won't have to sit while I do this looking around stuff. And I also probably need to do some research on searching for the biological signals because we're in a zone where there should be some, but at the same time, you gotta find them. Okay, let's land. Dude, seriously? Probably picked a very terrible spot to land here. But I just want to get on the ground real quick. So we can hop into our SRV and see if it's going to tell us. See, the problem is that the SRV will tell you it doesn't distinguish between... It doesn't distinguish between the other things. Yeah, I need to look at a guide. I really need a guide. Let's see, controls, SRV controls. I really don't like that they didn't make it to where, let's see, E and Q is acceleration. I really don't like that they didn't provide a, well, let's see, I have my controller here. Let's set that up. How about that? Oh, but the problem with that is that, I don't want to introduce that I don't want to introduce that. There's something weird with the game, with the way that it handles controllers, and when you add a controller, it completely messes up everything else that you had set up. So let's not do that. So So that's what I typically... I really wish that they had just had a full throttle forward and full throttle backward button so that you could drive it the same way you drive your ship, where you can hold a thrust button down and go in that direction, and then you let it off and it moves. But for whatever reason, they didn't decide to do that, which is really irritating. No, they made it to where you have to increment it, and then it holds it there, which is, you know, that should be an option, but I should also have an option for just full throttle. Okay, driving is... Okay, yeah. It just makes it very difficult to control. So let's see. I need to set the control. That's not very intuitive to have the throttle set up that way. So let's do accelerate is forward, decelerate is backwards. We won't do any jumping. I don't want to have to worry about the pitch controls and stuff. So yeah, this is the problem with using the SRV, is that yeah. I have the SRV, I don't even know if it detects biological signatures. I think it only detects all the minerals and stuff because that's what it was designed to do. Take you out, go looking around, and then find things that it can mine with. So yeah, I'm not going to waste a bunch of time here. Let's get back to the ship. We'll go ahead and call this an episode, because I have a little bit of research I need to do on how to do that. Driving the SRV this way is not fun. Using the keyboard to drive your ship around when you're just exploring and stuff is fine, but this is horrible trying to do it this way. The controller would be better. I generally use my dual joystick setup because it's easier, but I don't know. You can try to set up the controller and maybe use it that way. I don't really need the dual joystick setup if I'm not fighting things, because that's where it really shines, because you have full control over all 6 axes, and that's very nice. But when you're just flying around, having to maintain 2 different manual controls of things just doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, well, let's get back up in here, and we'll go ahead and finish. And then between episodes, I'll try to remember to research how to do that. Okay, so ideally we should be... There we go. All right. Well, I know that wasn't very much that actually happened, but we're working our way through figuring out how we're going to make this video series work. So next episode, I think we will start doing the cuts and making the videos a little bit less... I don't want to say boring, but just a little bit less stuff with nothing happening. Anyways, be sure to click that like button if you're looking forward to more videos in the series, so that the videos will get pushed out to more viewers. If you are not subscribed, please feel free to do that now, so that when the next video comes out, it shows up in your feed. I do have several other games that I post daily, so this isn't if you're not interested in this, check out some of the other videos and see if maybe there's something else that that catches your fancy. And lastly, I'm looking for cool ideas for exclusive content I can create for people who want to support me as a content creator. Leave suggestions for that down in the comments, along with your feedback for the video. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you for the next one.